Hello, sorry for the delay. There was some server issue going on, but let's just get started. Uh, I'm waiting for our guests to join the live. Let me introduce myself. I'm Radhika Agarwal, and today Arjun Vaidya, CEO and founder of Dr. Vaidyas, will be joining us live. And I'm super excited to get to know the journey. And I see some of you have joined us. Let's just wait a couple of more minutes. So I'll tell you what the idea behind Starter 101 was. Getting an idea to start a business is good, but the execution is the key. If we don't execute it properly, there might be a chances that that idea it might be $1 billion idea, but execution, if it's not properly done, that idea will be a flop. So to get to know the journey of Dr. Vaidya, stay tuned and I see. Let's wait a couple more minutes for our guest to join in. Our guest has tuned in. I'm waiting for him to connect. Just a couple more minutes. Hello, hi Arjun.
Hi Radhika, how are you doing?
I'm very well. How about you?
All good,
Hi.
all good. So I see Shubham Singh send the request. Shubham, we're on, so all good.
There was some server issue going on, so
No
it was.
problem, no problem. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How about you?
All well?
Some, yeah, yeah, all good. Okay.
So where are you
Before we
right now, Radhika, basically?
sorry,
Where are you right now?
I'm in Pilani, Rajasthan.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. How's it going with you in the
All,
pandemic scene?
all good. I'm in the office right now.
Oh, all right. Okay, okay. Thank you for taking out the time to join in.
Absolutely. Happy to,
Uh,
always
and
happy to
how?
support such initiatives.
Thank you so much. How about you tell us something about Dr. Vaidyas before we begin? A brief
Sure,
intro.
sure. So, as you can see in our sort of logo, which is a little bit small, Dr. Vaidyas is a 150-year-old Ayurvedic legacy. Our aim and mission is to take 150 years of my family's legacy and 5,000 appealing and accessible to modern consumers in a new age format. That's the company's mission and vision. For the last 3.5 years, we've been a sort of digital first or digital focused brand, engaged with more than 1 million consumers using the power of digital. And yeah, we just want to spread the message of Ayurveda to more and more people, get them to use Ayurveda, adopt an Ayurvedic lifestyle.
Taking on the family legacy, as you told me, what was it like? Was there an added pressure to do
Yeah,
that?
it was, right? Because 150 years of family legacy. So if I did something wrong, I would be messing up 150 years of family legacy. But I think I got a lot of support from my family. I grew up with Ayurveda myself. I'm cured of juvenile bronchitis using my grandfather's treatment. And so I think I had a personal sort of um, feeling towards this and a personal feeling towards Ayurveda myself. And so that really helped. But I think I had a lot of support from my family as well. It's difficult to take on a family legacy, and the pressure is immense, especially because my grandfather was an extremely famous and successful doctor. But I think it was great to get the support from family.
Good to hear. So, what role has Ayurveda played in your life? As you said, it has played an immense role. What
Yeah,
was it?
it's been really important for me because I grew up with juvenile bronchitis, that's asthma. I suffered as a child, and so after 12 years of treatment, I sort of got rid of juvenile bronchitis using Ayurvedic treatment, and this allowed me to start playing cricket. This allowed me to run half marathons. So it had a really strong impact on my life. It's something that has changed my life, and so I had a personal connection to Ayurveda other than just my family legacy.
I too get it. Even I have been a great fan of Ayurveda since the past 7 years. I suffered from slip disc, and from there on, my journey from allopathy to Ayurveda, it's
Yeah.
been a hit.
No,
So
and I
I
think it's really
totally.
important, right? And I think what I tell people is that um, start your journey with Ayurveda, right? Whether it's for pain management or for immunity or for cough or for cold, however you start your journey with Ayurveda, you need to start your journey. And once you sort of start using some product, you'll become a believer in the science. I think that's really important. So start with one,
It
and then
takes time.
once it does take time. You're right.
How was the accept? You get it. The modern consumers nowadays, they believe in allopathy because it gives faster result. So how was that acceptance for the consumers to change from allopathy to Ayurveda, or what was your goal? Were you
Things were
was
really different before 2014, right? 2014 has seen a big change in our country. I say that 2014 onwards was the renaissance of Ayurveda. Uh, Sorry?
Mr. Modi came up with the
Exactly.
initiative?
Ministry of Ayush was created,
Yeah, ministry.
and Patanjali revolution happened, and consumers just came to Ayurveda, right? And so I think since then there's been a huge change towards Ayurveda, and we were fortunate to start our company in 2016. And so we started in the time which was already a time where Ayurveda was being revived, people were coming back to it, and I think COVID has been a sort of black swan event for most businesses, but for us it's been positive because there are consumers who are coming back to Ayurveda saying, hey, you can boost my immunity. So I think for us now, there's just one goal to increase consumer interest and increase consumer education to Ayurveda. We're not just about selling products, we're about educating consumers about the science and telling them about the lifestyle, and then eventually selling products. But I think there's a lot that goes into it before that. And so right now, that's where we are. Um, there is some work left in terms of education. We need to talk more about the benefits of our science, the way it works, the different paradigm from allopathy. And I'm sure that the more knowledge we spread, the more acceptance we'll get.
Dr. Vaidyas do give free consultations to patients. So, what was the concept of it? Other than you selling your products, what was the idea behind it? That free consultation.
Uh, actually, the idea was an old one, right? I'm not going to say that I came up with this idea.
Or
My grandfather and great grandfather actually um, had this sort of concept, right, of the free consultation. And so my dada used to tell me as a child that, look, I don't want to limit people coming into my clinic because they can't afford it. So you can come to my clinic for free, and if you choose to buy medicine, you can pay, but to see me is free. And so I actually took that age-old concept that my dada had started, and I took it on. And I think that adds a lot of value, right? Because wherever you are in the world, whether you're in Jammu or you're in Imphal or in Mizoram or you're in Trichy, you can now get access to a high quality Ayurvedic doctor and products at the touch of your fingertips just with your smartphone. And that's allowed us to reach more than 1 million customers, more than 10 lakh customers across 16,000 pin codes, right? So every sort of corner of this country.
16,000 pin codes. That's huge in just a couple of years.
Yeah.
So, how did you get this idea of yours? As I said, getting an idea is good, but execution is the key. So, how did you bring it to life? That idea of bringing
Uh,
new age.
Yeah, no, I think that there was a lot of thought process that went behind it, right? I went to the US, I went for my grad, I saw a move towards natural organic products. I saw yoga being repackaged, right? Yoga mats, yoga gyms, yoga apparel in the US is like a multi-billion dollar industry. And I thought to myself, like, why can't this happen with Ayurveda? Uh, you know, why can't we do this with Ayurveda? And that was the thought process really that led me to thinking that there's something to be done. And then I came back to India. I worked 2.5 years in consumer sector focused private equity, understood the Indian consumer, saw an evolution, and saw the opportunity to say, hey, Ayurveda can be appealing to Radhika, and Ayurveda can be appealing to Shubham, and we need to make it And that was the idea behind what we sort of started doing.
How did you exit it? How did you bring it to life? Investment sort of thing, or what was your concept of going totally e-commerce sector, B2C business? What was
Yeah,
it like?
yeah. I think it was about seeing the opportunity, seeing the adoption of digital, understanding there is a huge scope, understanding that distribution will not allow me to reach 6,000 pin codes in 2 years, because distribution is a whole new ball game, and it's not like we're not going to do it. But I think we saw the opportunity, and we also have a philosophy, right? Do one thing, but do it right. And that's the reason we said, let's do e-commerce first, and do it correctly and do it to the best of our capability.
When we see most of the leading Ayurvedic companies, they're going offline route. So why e-commerce? When
Exactly,
at that,
exactly what you said, right? When you see most of the leading e-commerce
yeah,
Ayurveda companies, they go offline route. Why should I be one more that goes offline route first? I think that was the first thing. And the second thing was that, look, there are a lot of consumers using digital now, and a lot of Ayurveda companies not using as much digital. And so there was an opportunity which we saw, and we sort of jumped on that
you,
opportunity.
that was a really good decision on your part. And I see a huge 1,000 orders a day. That's huge.
Yeah, we do a bit more than that now. I think we do 3,000.
Oh, great to hear that. So, talking about the sales in this pandemic, how's it affected you, the sales perspective, if we
I think
talk?
sales have been good. I think we've been growing. A lot of businesses haven't been growing. We have been growing, and we'll continue to grow. But I think for us, it's about building long-lasting customers. I think that's most important. So a lot of people coming to us for immunity, and that's great. But we need to keep these customers interested. Give them a cough syrup, give them a diabetes medicine if they have someone in their family suffering. So I think we need to get all these consumers that are coming to us for immunity to stay with us. I think that's the big focus area now. Build long-lasting relationships with customers. That's most important.
That's a good strategy, and you surely are benefiting from it. I see. So I see a question from one of our viewer. What will you say to those people who debate about your company's product versus Patanjali company's product?
I won't debate at all. My products are my products, their products are their products. We sell proprietary Ayurvedic products, so all are my family's formulations passed down from generation to generation. My view in life is, look, everyone's doing good work. I know why my products are good. I won't tell you why someone else's products are bad. But my products are proprietary. They're 100% natural. They're unique. They're passed down from generation to generation. And that's what we will sell, a belief in our products, not something else about other people's products.
While I was reading about Dr. Vaidyas, one thing that really struck me about was Chyawanprash in a toffee. Who would have thought that Chyawanprash you'll get it in a candy bar? What was the idea, and how's the response you're getting it from?
Yeah, so I think that's the thought process, right, behind what we do. Uh, we want to give you new age formats, right? So uh, if you don't like having Chyawanprash, but you know Chyawanprash is good for you, how can we make it in a format that's appealing, accessible to you? I think that was the thought process behind Chakash and many of the things we do, right? To repackage, re-envision formats. And it's been quite successful for us.
Nowadays, we seem to be more attracted towards Bonvita, Horlicks rather than Chyawanprash. It seems like old age, and
No, so
you
that's the
converted.
reason, right? I want to bring you back to Chyawanprash, and I want to do what I can to get you interested in Chyawanprash. That's the reason behind doing this.
Okay. Another question I see from our viewer is this one. We'll carry on with comment section further on. Tell us about something more about your products. Live it up. The,
Yeah, so I think that was one of the first products we launched. It's an Ayurvedic hangover product. I think when we started, we wanted to make products that appeal to modern consumers and solve modern problems, and we saw that sort of being productive the next day after a night of drinking and partying is a modern problem. And that's why we came out with the product, and it allowed us to interact with a whole new section of consumers and that has been really sort of exciting for us.
Good to hear. Tell me, what was it like for you when, like 3 years back, there was a Himalaya, as we see, they have various products. What was you like to bring up some products that might not be accepted by the consumers, but you are coming with it? So, was there a risk? Was there a question in your mind whether it will be accepted or not? And
There is
what?
always a risk, right? There is always a huge risk. And I think for us, um, you only know once the customer speaks, right? You only know
Exactly.
once the customer speaks. And so for us, we're willing to build a hypothesis, but we trust what the customer gives as feedback for us. So
It's all
that's really sort of how we view the world, and sort of we launch, we think about it, and then we sort of re-envision based on customer feedback.
okay. Okay. So I see you have a very active presence on social media, whether it's WhatsApp or LinkedIn. And your company, Dr. Vaidyas, as well, is very active. And so was it an intended decision on your part, or it's just a digitalization?
Well, we are a digital brand, right? So we are active where our customers are, and I think that's really important. So we're active everywhere our customers are, and we like to be as active as we can.
Yeah, okay. In this pandemic, how are you and your team coping up with, as you said, sales are boosting up and you guys are seeing an immense, boost in the production as well. So how are you in your team coping up?
Yeah, so I think it's not been easy to transition to work from home, and it's the pandemic is challenging for everyone, and I think it's a shift in thought process, a shift in behavior. And Dipankar said, I've been using a veggie wash and it's been great. So we've been doing our best to launch new products to sort of appeal to our customers during this time. But we've adapted because I guess that's what you have to do, right? So we're trying to keep everyone motivated, pushing very harder. Luckily, customers are keeping us on our toes. But it's been interesting. I think for me, not having our whole team in the office is very different. But now meetings have become Google Hangouts, and sort of face-to-face interactions have become calls. But that's how it is, and I think there is pros and cons. The pros are
Yeah.
you're more productive. You don't spend time in travel. You can spend that extra 1 hour on work. But the cons are person-to-person interaction is not the same. As much as you try to do on call, if you're sitting in front of someone, there's still some magic created. So I think
Brainstorming ideas with the team, that's a complete different vibe. You know that vibes. Do you and your team favor work from home culture, Zoom culture, or
well, we don't favor it, but we're in it right now. We've adapted towards it. But I mean, eventually, if we do get an opportunity, whenever we do, we'd love to come back to the office.
what do you think about the industry which might be taking a boost in this pandemic? That next industry which will be coming up?
Yeah, I think people are going to spend much more on health, on wellness, on fitness, on education, both technology education for sort of kids, as well as reskilling or upskilling. I think that's going to be really big. I think all of these industries are going to do well going forward.
Yeah, edtech industry definitely has taken a 5 year leap.
Yeah,
As-
it has.
okay. Tell us more about your products. Uh, some of our viewers want to know about the diabetic products. What is the benefit it gives?
Sure. So we have two types of products. We have illness and wellness. Illness are chronic ailment focused products like diabetes, arthritis, asthma, intestinal ailments, kidney ailments. So they're more chronic focused. And then we have a full range of wellness products: immunity, energy, hangover, sexual wellness, weight management, hair, skin, cough, cold, etc. So more OTC and lifestyle products. We have 55 products now across these categories. So basically, almost something for everyone or for whatever your needs are. And all of these formulations are Ayurvedic proprietary formulations that have been passed down from my family from generation to generation. We manufacture everything ourselves as well. So it's all manufactured in-house in our own facility in Silvassa.
That's um, that I'm sure is a bonus for you manufacturing it yourselves.
Absolutely, it
You
is.
um, as per growth perspective, what you see as in the upcoming years, the market of Ayurvedic sector, do you see it growing with health and wellness as people are more conscious of their health nowadays? And of course, this pandemic has created a fear in people's mind, building immunity. So, what are your thoughts on just going with Ayurvedic products? Is it enough for living a healthy life?
Yeah, so I think immunity is a buzzword now. Everyone's talking about it, but I think we need to sort of view it a little bit more in a nuanced manner. So I think with immunity, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon, and so you got to keep that in mind. One pill is not going to make you immunized. You have to eat healthy. You have to stay fit. You have to stay active. You have to do the simple things right? Stay away from fried food. Stay away from sugar. All the basics of health have to be there as well. And I think people are learning that now. People are becoming much more health conscious. I'm not saying don't have your supplements. Have your Ayurvedic supplements to help you build your immunity. But I think with this, you also need to do the basics right. And I think these things put together, like the goodness of Ayurvedic herbs plus supplements and doing the basics right, will really hold us in good stead.
That's a combined factor. It's just not about immunity is not about taking supplements, as you said. It's about so living a lifestyle which is healthy and you know, leading a more. So, Shubham is asking any update you want to give us about your upcoming products.
Yeah, Shubham will know when they're launched. But yeah, we're going to be launching some new products very soon, and you'll see them.
What are your plans for the offline market in the upcoming years? How are you?
Yeah, we'll be doing something early next year, something reasonably good. So you'll see us in stores sometime next year.
That's really good news. I'm sure consumers will be happy to know that they'll be getting an offline product. Tell us something about how do you say it? What was it like in the 2016 when you started? What was it like for you? Since there were so many competitions already there, and as you said, your product is your product, and it's very different. So why go Ayurvedic route? Why not stick to your job, 9 to 5 job? You were very successful in it, as you said. So leaving that career life and taking on something that is a huge risk in itself. Why go for that route?
Yeah, so I think it was a bunch of things. It was my family legacy, it was my conviction towards Ayurveda, it was my personal belief in the science, and it was the opportunity I saw as well. So all of these things put together made me take the plunge. It is not easy to take this plunge. It requires a lot of time, effort. It requires a lot of conviction. It requires a lot of heartbreak, emotion, etc. I think overall, 4 years later, I'm pretty happy where we are. I think we've built some value. We've engaged with a lot of consumers. They're happy with our products. And so I think that's the value that entrepreneurship gives you, right? It's a tougher journey, but it's very rewarding at the end.
Okay, good to hear. One thing our viewers would like to know is about investment. So many startups start their journey with saying we want to raise investment. So when to raise investment and when to raise, specifically when
Yeah,
to
I think
raise the investment.
it's a good question, right? And I think there's a view towards investment, which is you have to raise it, or you can't grow, or you can't build your company, etc. All of that. I think for me, my view is very clear: raise it when you need it, and be very clear why you need it as well. Don't just raise it because it's cool to raise capital. So you have to have a clear reason why you want to raise capital and what you want to do with it. And I
When
think that is what a lot of people forget right now or don't understand. I come from a private equity background, so it's important to use it or raise it correctly rather than just raise for the sake of raising.
when we put it like that, raising an investment, it sounds very fancy. But as you said, raise it when you need it. That's
You don't raise it for
real.
newspaper articles. That's not why you should raise capital.
One thing you like to add on to your journey, what you learned from it, and you like to advise it to other budding entrepreneurs out there?
Yeah, sure. I think patience, that's really important. We're all young, we're sort of very impatient, and I think I'm still impatient, very impatient. I think my grandmother used to keep telling me, just wait the fruits of your efforts, and I think patience is really important.
Yes, exactly. It's all about believing in your idea and going forward with your journey.
Absolutely.
That's it for today. Let's just take a couple more questions from our viewers. I think again our viewer want to know about the upcoming products and
Yeah, we'll have some
some leads.
new products coming soon.
Guys, stay tuned in. They'll be telling you soon.
Yeah, just check out our
Thank,
Instagram page and you'll see that.
thank you, Arjun. I had a lot of fun for you. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Radhika. Thanks for
Pleasure.
having me. Take care,
Thank
stay
you so.
safe, stay healthy, stay immunized.
Thank you.
Bye.